Can you avoid surgery should you try to? What's up, peeps, and welcome back to Sorrel Plays. If you're new around here and wondering why I'm in my dressing gown, this is normal for me. I've just washed my hair, so don't want to get my back wet. Consider subscribing because this channel is all about helping you, which is what I'm about to do now, hopefully. This is the topic of gallstones. Now, if you are awaiting your operation to get your gallbladder removed and you are toing and froing, should I do it? Am I going to feel worse once I've done it? Are things going to improve? Is my health going to be 100% after I've had my gallbladder removed? Surely I need my gallbladder. It's an organ in my body. All of those questions, hopefully I'm going to be able to answer them for you today. I had my gallbladder removed 5 years ago. I did another video on what the experience was like having the operation straight after. I'll link that up in a card. But yes, I'm going to run through everything as accurately as I possibly can. I'm not a doctor, I'm just a sufferer. I remember what it was like having gallstones. It was terrible. The abdominal pain, the right-sided pain, nausea, dizziness, sickness, the social impact it has on your life. You know, you just can't trust yourself to go out, especially when someone mentions restaurant. Immediately you get a panic attack over the idea of going out and dining with your friends. They say that it's not a regular occurrence under 40. I beg to differ because I know so many people. I mean, I got mine, I think I was about 26, 27. If you are on either side of the fence, you've had it done or you haven't, just here to tell you what I think of the whole thing. Where to start? Reasons for removal of your gallbladder. Gallstones. I've got notes down here, so I do have to look at them because I'm not very good at remembering stuff. Infected or inflamed gallbladder, non-functioning or under-functioning gallbladder, blocked ducts to include sludge or scarring, and the worst one, cancer. So let's talk about how you feel when you have gallstones firstly. So you can't eat fats, you can't eat sugars, you may not be able to drink alcohol. The job of a small organ like a gallbladder is basically that it stores bile. It's concentrated bile, which is different to what your liver produces because of the removal of water and electrolytes. I'm not going to go too much into it because I'm no scientist. If you want to look that up a little bit more online, there is a lot of specific information about that and words I can't pronounce, so I'm not even going to go there. We've gone through the reasons. We've gone through the impact it has on your life. I mean, when you get a gallbladder attack, you feel like you're dying, you feel like you're having a heart attack, can't breathe properly, in right side abdominal pain, you might have just eaten something innocent and it will over time get worse. What I really want to talk about here is that what happens after you have your gallbladder removed, because a lot of people do what I did back then. So you go on your low fat diet, low sugar, and for about 4 months or 5 months, personally, I didn't have any attacks, and I was like, wow, well, if this is the way forward, I'm willing to change my diet and not experience that horrific pain ever again in my life. But all of a sudden it'll come back with a vengeance. You'll get the worst attack you've ever had. Moving on to methods of getting rid of stones, they say that they always come back. Now, this may not be true, because if you accumulated your stones over hormonal changes, and estrogens increase the cholesterol in your body, in your bile. The female sex hormones are directly linked with your gallbladder. These are the things I'm experiencing right now. My periods are so heavy, I'll have to change my sanitary towel every 20 to 30 minutes, even if I'm wearing an always one with wings. Non-surgical procedures that you can look into. I've done a lot of research in the past and refreshed my memory just today. So some of the non-surgical procedures, I'm not going to try and pronounce any of this, I'll write them up on the screen so you can look into them. A procedure where they widen the bile ducts, and the procedure is supposed to help your gallstones release naturally into your intestine and basically flush them out through your going to the toilet. This applies if you've got gallstones or sludge, basically high frequency waves which they endeavour to shatter your stones with so that they can pass naturally through your intestine again. There's Chinese herbal remedies. So you can go and see a Chinese herbalist and see what their opinion is, or if they've got a success rate, if they can prove anything. You've got nothing to lose. You need to bear in mind that if you drink something, there's a risk that trying to flush out your gallstones naturally will mean that you'll end up with a gallstone lodged in your bile duct. And if that happens, it is very dangerous. It could kill you if it blocks your bile duct. So it's not recommended. I did try a few things. None of it worked. There's also medication which doctors can give you. It suppresses the cholesterol production in your liver, and it reduces the cholesterol in your bile. I'm not too sure how that's supposed to help. It might just mean that with the cholesterol suppressed, you're not prone to attacks. I don't know. You could look into that. But let's quickly move on to what sort of symptoms do you expect after you've had your gallbladder removed. I have most of these symptoms. Right, first one is abdominal pain. Things like donuts will give me an episode, and what I mean by episode is I mentioned on my last video the ghost of my gallbladder. So basically you get the symptoms without actually being in danger of stones. So stones getting stuck in your bile duct, or bile getting into your bloodstream. The other one is diarrhea. I can have one day of normal stools, and then during that day it could suddenly change to diarrhea. It's quite embarrassing to talk about, but irritable bowel syndrome goes without saying whether you have your gallbladder removed or not. Reflux. So yes, gastritis, reflux, diarrhea, abdominal pain, irritable bowel syndrome, pancreatitis, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, or even liver disease. So with a good lifestyle and a good balanced diet, I think that you can cope with the symptoms, the secondary symptoms after having your gallbladder removed. Whereas before you have your gallbladder removed, it doesn't matter what you change, you will have an attack at some point. What's the conclusion? Obviously, you need to weigh this up for yourself and check what your own symptoms are and everything else. And the point is, are you happy to live a life on the edge, always wondering when you're going to be calling A&E or going into A&E or calling an ambulance? And your social life is going to be affected whichever one you choose to do. Tiredness is part of it. I think depending on what sort of person you are and what sort of lifestyle you have, I think you're going to have to make some changes after you've had your gallbladder removed. For example, I have a coffee in the morning. I don't know whether it's the caffeine or the milk. It makes me need to rush to the toilets. I can't drink any alcohol. I had a glass of wine the other night and it made me sick. I'm not really too concerned about consuming alcohol, but it is a lifestyle change I've had to make, so I can't go out drinking with my friends. So you've got the nausea, the sickness, dizziness, tiredness, abdominal pain, and all the rest of it, heavy periods. That's all the secondary symptoms I've had since I've had my gallbladder removed. That's basically it. And I do worry that my liver's working too hard now that I don't have a gallbladder, so I have to be so extremely careful about what I eat and what I drink. And that's kind of my life now. Yes, you know, there are other problems associated with living without a gallbladder, but at the end of the day, you actually have no choice when you have stones in your gallbladder. And it's very sad. I really hope that helped you. Comment down below if you are somebody who's tried natural methods and managed to get rid of it, because I've never actually met anyone that has. I've never heard of anyone that has. I've never read about anyone that has online. So it'll be very interesting and very informative if you just put your experience down below to help other people. If you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing to this channel. I'll always do helpful videos, and let me know if there's any videos you want to see done that you can't find on YouTube. Care of yourselves. Good luck with your operations if you are awaiting one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out. These Chinese herbal remedies.